two particular things I noticed, and I just tell people to keep their ears open, listening, go later on.
Superb. Now, just going back to a text that we had earlier about the ladies' toilets, have you had a chance to go in there yet, Janet?
We haven't had a chance to go into the ladies' toilets, but we've already been sort of doing some little dowsing and stuff. Julie, you're one of our mediums that's here this evening. Julie, you've actually had the crystals, and you've had a little bit of activation already.
Yeah, we have, yeah, and we've been pushed as well. Pushed and shoved, me, David and Jacqui.
Wonderful, we can't wait. Where are you, James? James is with us. Hi James, you've come all the way, haven't you, to come along to our little event.
Yeah.
And of course you're with Deadlive, but tonight you're with us, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. I'm with you. It's going to be an exciting night, and it is active. Right, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, we've had a little walk around, haven't we, Julie? We've been really busy, and we've got some great stuff to tell you. We really have. If you do want to email us, you know what to do. Email the studio, or you can contact Margaret's taking the calls. 01204 375408 is the telephone number. David, you're one of our resident mediums as well. You're picking stuff up.
I am. There's a lot of spirit activity, a very lively building, and I'm sure we're going to have a fun night tonight. They've been prodding me in the arm and giving me a shove as well, and I've been swaying about with the energies that are in there. So, and it's not the alcohol, trust me.
Well, this building goes back 1859, so it's quite a lovely building. As we said, it was actually built by Robert Haywood. Bobby Haywood, who built it, and it belonged to a family of, the gentleman was a mill owner. He actually died in the property, so I'm not going to say his name because I want to see if our mediums are going to pick him up. We're going to do Ouija boards, we're going to be doing everything, aren't we, Mark?
We are. It's going to be fantastic. Can I just go over to David just for a second now? David, you've done many ghost hunts in your time. Is there anything you're picking up about this place that surprises you?
Yeah, actually, when I first walked into the building, I was aware, and I don't know if this goes back in the history that you've actually picked up about the building, but I was aware that there was actually young ladies that were kept here at one point, and I feel as though they would have been kept and like nursed and looked after that way.
Right, so maybe like a hospital or something?
Yeah, it did feel very medical, but I felt as though, you know, they have like these institutes, but not quite that severe, and I felt as though there was some young ladies that was kept here. You know, like if you go back in the years and when they used to get pregnant and they weren't supposed to and things like that, it felt like that kind of energy that linked. So I was aware of that.
Are we talking about in this building as it stands, or before this building was here?
I feel as though it's actually linked to this building going right by.
You know, so it could be a very interesting night in store then. Janet, anything to add?
Yeah, only that if anybody can sort of clarify that for us, then get in touch with us and let us know, because it'd be great to know tonight. You can go on our Facebook page, Bolton FM, or mine, or Mark's, whichever. Just let us know as quick as you can. We've got photos being taken, so we're very thankful for that. And then Paul's there, he's actually live streaming, so if you do want to have a look on the computer and watch what we're up to, you'll be able to see that a little later. Okay, it's back to you at the studio.
Used for, and that's definitely.
Normally how these places aren't
Yeah,
they?
You know,
yeah, it'd be interesting to try and find that out.
Are we ready
and
to
see
go out
the-
this grounds?
Yeah,
Sorry,
let's have it. Yeah, we need to.
Is the
what
bowling
we got
green still
on?
at the back? Is it still got the bowling green?
Back on at 5 to 11, but I'm going to see if we can come on a little bit earlier, because we can have a really good chat in
Yeah.
Well, there for a reason.
Okay. Come on, just try snapping over here. This is
I picked up before, and again, Julie's picked up exactly this lady that's been walking. The outfit's the same. I wonder if she's a nurse, you know, with what she's got on.
She doesn't feel like a nurse to me, but she goes backwards and forwards. But
That's
there's
right,
a
yeah.
reason why. So she's connected, and it's something
right,
to do
so
with some work that she does.
That's right, yes. So she's probably in service then, isn't she?
Did she wear? Did you say she was wearing white?
Yes.
Light,
Yeah,
very
that's-
light, yeah.
Well,
I'd
going back to
see
what David
as though it was
said,
like a
aren't you?
long sort of white
Yeah.
dress
Right.
on.
Yeah.
But
That's what I can say.
when I was talking to you before,
Yeah.
and I was saying about around the back, I felt it was behind the bowling green, but she's
Yeah,
popping
yeah.
about everywhere. She keeps
Yeah.
appearing everywhere,
Yeah.
and also there is a lot of communication. There's talking as well that I'm picking up.
Good. Yeah, like I say, up there you see was the
Is that any
poorhouse.
else on that?
A
Yeah.
big poorhouse called the Whirlpool poorhouse that's come right through. Yeah.
we initially walked through this area, I was aware of a lady that was basically just dotting herself about in the woods, and she was quite happy here. She seemed quite comfortable with us being around. I also connected in with her a little bit and kind of got the name of Victoria from her. So I felt as though her name was Vicky, Victoria, and she was quite happy to be here. And I feel as though she would just walk through this area on a regular basis. And I know that many of the other team have picked the same thing up as myself has. So yeah, it does corroborate other people's sightings.
We do have quite a lot of mediums that do tune into the into Bolton FM for shows like this. Can I just say, if we do have anybody listening that is picking up on anything that we're not aware of at the moment, please do feel free to get in touch with the studio, 375408. That's 01204 375408, and we'll take notes for you on your behalf. Now I'm just going to go over to Julie, because Julie's experiencing some things out here in the woods.
Yeah, I picked a lady up too, a lady dressed in white, and what's the cliche, but and she's a lady who walks backwards and forwards quite a long way, did this route regular, as if she was walking in this area.
So that, I believe, is that referred to, I'm just checking the microphone's okay, is that referred to as a haunting?
It can be, yeah. It could be a spirit. We're not quite sure yet, because we've not actually made a communication with the lady. But before, I actually picked up the same lady that would, and it's as though there's a path actually that's gone through here. I feel it was from over Townley's, which is where the whirlpool was, which was the poorhouse, of course. And this lady would have come through, so we think she would have been in services the way that this young lady's actually dressed. But God knows what's happened to her, because we, like I said, we've not actually communicated with her yet, so maybe it is just a haunting. Let's have a word with
Sorry,
Jen.
can I just before we go over, can I just say I've just got a very, very, very strong cold sense on the back of my neck. I don't know if you can feel that, Janet, but I mean, I've been stuck inside here for ages, and I'm quite warm, so I've been doing quite a lot of running around. And Charlie's just tapped me, so just quickly on this subject, just let's go to Charlie.
As we go back upstairs into the function room later on, Mark, and Janet and all the mediums as well, keep an eye on the bar in the corner, because that was a hot area as well. You just feel like somebody's watching it. That'll make hair stand. I think you noticed this before, Mark. You got a feeling when you was upstairs before.
Yeah, it is quite a spooky area. It is, honestly. We do need to check this out. All these things we're making notes of, and like I say, if you are listening, and get in touch, and we'll try and investigate things that you tell us as well. James.
I'm picking up exactly the same things as the other mediums, but as we're all talking then, I just glanced over to the side here, and I'm going to... Julie turned around before and said something about, I think it might have been Janet, about the medical connection with the lady. Well, as I looked over, there was a blue lady stood over there, and for me, blue means medical.
Yeah.
So I feel there is something connected with the medical profession. But also the man as well. I think somebody mentioned about a man being here. He seems to be moving, but I get a bit of chasing this lady.
Right.
But I don't know if you can catch her, but she's flashing, and sorry, that's wrong. She's flashing about, and he's the same, but it just seems to be he's following her wherever she's going to. And I don't know what the water connection is. I know you said something about whirlpool or something, but there's some connection with water here as well.
Yeah, well, actually, I looked up today and found that the River Crawl, actually, there were parts of the River Crawl that actually run around the back of here. So that's why you're picking up the water. We've also picked up animals. Julie and myself, we were really picking up a strong energy of horses. We feel that there may have been horses kept over there, but I actually got animals that almost like as though they were buried here. So, you know, that's an interesting thing. If there's anybody that can tell us about animals that were kept here, there's something about the animals. It's very strong here. But also, Julie, earlier on, you picked up something that I picked up on, and that was
The gravestones.
yeah.
Got a really strong feel of gravestones here, and that people have been buried here at some point. You could see gravestones, and then Janet mentioned that his little chapel. We went round and we could just feel it even stronger, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Now, can I just say about this chapel? Would that have been where people were kind of laid in rest for a while, or were people actually buried on this site? Would it been some kind of, I don't know, is it some kind of religious ground or?
No, well, what would have happened, you see, is it's sort of going back down times, especially families like this. They had their own chapels, so they didn't have to actually go out to church. They could actually, you know, they could have they could have every service they wanted. They'd have somebody coming in, a priest or a vicar, that would visit and do the services for them. If
I suppose in those days it would have been, well, there's not as many churches and not as much transport and things, so to walk to your nearest church, especially when you've got that kind of money and things as well as the landowner here would have had it. Why go out on a morning? Why walk all that distance where you can bring it to yourself?
Yeah, and the other thing is that a lot of them did bury the people that were part of the family on the grounds. So maybe they've been, they're not here anymore, but we can still sense the presence of the bodies. So it's unstaged.
What a thing to say. But I've been coming here for years, but this is fascinating. I mean, even when I was upstairs before, we were helping set up and stuff, and when we were in the function room, I could sort of feel, I don't think I'm in any way psychic, but I did get a feeling that there was, and I've been talking to Charlie about it, and Charlie's been saying things, recently about it, but you just get a feeling that someone's in there, and in the corner, this is the bar area, as you mentioned. I kept looking over into the bar area and thinking, there's something over there. And so that was sort of my experience, but it's been fascinating so far, yeah.
So you're enjoying it?
Enjoying it, definitely.
I'm certainly enjoying it, especially after seeing that picture that I've just seen. I can confirm it is. There is definitely a face at the window. It's not us going mad and making this up. There is definitely a face in the window, and hopefully we're going to be uploading these to the Bolton FM website at some point soon. Don't know if it's going to be tonight or not, but we'll let you know about that. Right now, let's go over to Jacqui, who's just Jacqui and Margaret have just joined us. Good evening, ladies.
Good evening.
And Jacqui, you've been sat in the studio. Has anything been going on down in the studio?
Yes, we've had a few bumps and a few. Well, I've seen who I believe to be, is it PJ Mac?
Yeah,
PJ Mac.
PJ Mac. Wow.
Oh, wow. So, and I've also seen Roy, who is also a resident spirit there.
Roy's been down there for years, hasn't he?
He has, yeah.
One of the founders of from way back in the early days. Well, thanks very much. Let's go over to, we've got James with us now. While we've been walking around the grounds and things, spirits are well known to be to drain batteries and things. Maybe you can just elaborate a little bit more on this, Janet, before we go on to James.
Yeah, what's been happening is, all sorts of activity, but it does affect the electrical equipment that we have. Now, we've got a K2 meter that, if you're a ghost hunter, you'll understand what that is, and James is going to explain it a little bit better than me.
Well, I am a medium, not a paranormal investigator.
No.
What a K2, what they used to be called was EMF, which is electromagnetic field detectors, and what they do is detect the electromagnetic field. Spirit affects the electromagnetic field. So how you use them, you actually walk around and see how the dials or how the lights go on the actual K2 or EMF meters, and they go to a certain light to show you the magnetic field. What you can do using them for spirit communication, which I try to do as a medium, is ask the spirit to come forward, because spirit wants to communicate to you. So you can ask them to come forward towards the device and see how it affects it. So they'll walk forward and walk away for yes and no. So it's a good way, it's a good device for ghost hunting, and also as a paranormal investigator, it's a good device to check, for the activity.